So while we were away, they had that whole Helldivers controversy with the stupid PSN requirements. So people on Steam like review bomb the game, and in fact,
it was a dumb decision
yes,
on Sony's part. It's one thing if when the game comes out at launch, you're like, okay, oh, and by the way, if you want to play this on PC, you need a PSN to log in. It's another thing for the game to be out for a month and people who've been playing the game and then say, oh, by the way, here's a gate to this game that you already bought. And if you're a PC gamer, there's a chance you may not even have a PSN account. So now you have to make some new account and get.
And there were regions that you could not even have PSN accounts.
Yeah. Many. So it was a very flawed concept that they tried to implement after the fact. It was an all around dumb, bad idea.
And the blowback was so swift and overwhelming. It was it was like playing Helldivers. Actually, it was like just swarms and swarms of bad reviews all at once.
And these poor people at this small company trying to just
not our fault.
We just made this game and we want people to play.
We just made this game that exceeded all expectations, and we're watching our partner completely remove all the goodwill that we've built up, which is like impossible to build up. Imagine putting out, how hard is it not just to put out a game today that's a hit, but also to have like all the support of the fans and everything, like all the goodwill. And they just
it's crazy.
Fucking threw it right off the table. But Sony did cave in. It was too late. They took a long time to cave in.
It took them way too long to reverse that decision. The reviews are back to normal though.
But they're not really though. When you go to Steam, it says mixed. Now it says recent, it says mixed. So overall it's okay, but recent it says mixed because not everybody went back and changed their reviews. It was stupid. They took way too long to cave. They obviously should have never done it, but you realize that you didn't think this through when everything starts exploding. You don't fucking, put your foot down and hold your ground over your dumbass decision. You're like, wait a minute, the people might be right here. We are the assholes.
And they were, and of course this all happened the day after I got the game,
which was great. So how do you like the game?
I like the game. I played a little bit more today. I haven't played it. Like I said, I haven't played a ton of anything in the last. It's been a very difficult week and a half. But outside of that,
we got to play.
I did get to play some. I'm like level 5.
That's okay.
I'm still, but I do have the orange. I have an orange suit, so that's kind of cool.
That'll help.
It does help. I like the how you unlock stuff in this game. I like how they set that up. I even like how you unlock the better, weapons and the Mortal Kombat fatality moves. I like how you unlock better versions of that kind of stuff. I have 2 turrets, 2 different types of turrets.
Wait, what are
now.
the fatality moves?
You know, like
the emotes, you mean?
No, when you do left, right, up, down, and then you throw the grenade down, and the turret falls from
the stratagems or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know what they call them.
Those are all the yeah. I was like, wait, you can do fatalities in that game? I'm like level 20. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. What else would you call them?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I have found it's feast or famine with that game. Like I'll get into a game and it'll be it's always one thing or the other. You get into a game and everybody's super cool. And everyone is in sync with where you need to go, and everyone will revive people when they need to, and everybody throws down the right weapon at the right time, and that's awesome. And you all get on the ship and you get escape. Or I join a game, I'm in it for maybe 8 seconds, and then I immediately get kicked before I even have a chance to do anything.
It doesn't happen too often, though, I think. It does happen. It happens. It does happen.
Every other game.
I think they're waiting for their friend or something, or they see you're too low level, probably. Too low level, and they're just
I'm thinking too. So it's one or the other.
Yeah.
I like it when it's one way, not the other. Although I was playing today, when I played today, I was playing with someone who was like level 27. And he had to be on his PC because he was typing things like, I'm just trying to find blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, whatever, I'll follow you around. And I helped him do some things. And we finally get to the landing pad. And before the ship could land, it's like 1 minute, the guy left the game. So it
Oh,
left me stranded there with a minute to go. And, I got out, but it was just like, well, why not finish? Why not see this through, dude? But
maybe
whatever.
his mom pulled out the Ethernet cord
I
or
was going to
something.
say it had to be like dinner time. That was my only, like, whatever it was that he couldn't make it another minute. I was
Right.
like, I don't know what happened there, but it is a fun game. It definitely, you get that heart starts thumping when there's a little bit of time left and you're like, okay, I could do this.
Right. We can make it out of here. Yeah, they
We
did a
can make it
nice
out of here.
job with the game. It'll be good
Mhm.
interesting to see how they keep it fresh because you are really doing the same thing over and over again. And
You are
there's
doing the
not
same
much
thing over
to
and
the
over
loop.
again. The controls do take a little getting used to, at least for me. I don't know. There's
Yeah.
definitely there's a learning curve with all the what the buttons
The
do.
reloading because you waste clips if you reload at the wrong
Yeah.
time and you have to be diving out of the way a lot of these insects and shit.
And it's push right on the
switching the
T to
weapons.
get it, or triangle for guns, but you got to hold the triangle for the other. You
Yeah.
got to hold the L2 trigger, and then you got to hit into the combo thing, and then throw the thing. Yeah, so there's definitely a learning curve there. But again, I understand why the game is as popular as it is.
Word.
So
We should play
Mhm.
on Twitch, maybe. All right,
I don't
let's
know. You can play on Twitch, and I'll join your game.
Okay. How's Like a Dragon going, Chip?
I finished it.
Woo!
I got to the end. The end was it wasn't the best, but it was okay. How the story ended this time around. They didn't really stick the landing there, but I finished up. I think I had about I think it said 90 hours or so in it, and I didn't do I didn't do much of the real like Pokemon battles that are in there, the Sujimon battles, or the like island simulation portion of it. So there's
Right.
probably still a good portion of the game that's just sitting there waiting for me to dive back in. But I started Alan Wake. I was next in line.
Okay.
Alan Wake 2.
Yes.
We knew what you meant.
So
Right.
I'm like 45 minutes into that. So I'm still like kind of in the tutorial section of it, but
It's pretty cool though, right?
that's a good game. Have you played that?
Yeah, we played Mrs. Cheapy. It made her a little like dizzy because it's like third person and the bouncy. But I thought
You can
like,
turn off the motion blur and stuff though. Did you try that?
Yeah, maybe we should try that again because it's really cool. It reminded
There's a
me
lot
of
of
playing.
settings in that game.
Yes, it reminded me of like playing True Detective, the TV show, which is cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it's an interesting like kind of like the FBI portion of it, of figuring out the mystery and like kind of putting the clues together. And yeah, I'm excited to be back playing Alan Wake again.
Yep. Yeah. There's plenty of weird shit in there.
Yeah. It's right from the get go, you're like, all right, yep, this is weird. And there's like, I don't know, there's still like, it's really high production, but there's still like some stuff that's like, this lip syncing looks off. Like when they're like talking and everything.
Yeah. Did I notice that? It sounds familiar.
Yeah. Like, it's like, that's kind of like the graphics look really good. And I like all this, but the lip syncing's off a little bit, but it doesn't really bother me. Like, it's like somehow it like works for the game.
But you're like, why?
Yeah. It's like, why doesn't this sync up properly? But I also checked out the Contra DLC for Vampire Survivors, Operation Guns.
That's the real thing.
It's a real thing. So like the whole Vampire Survivors thing was like based off of Castlevania, like sprites and everything, right? But not officially.
Right.
But now they have like Konami like sponsored downloadable content that's Contra based.
Okay. Did they already do a Castlevania one? They did, right? Or no?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, the Dead Cells did Castlevania.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what. Okay.
Yeah. Vampire Survivors. I don't know how you would do Castlevania. Like,
how can you make it more Castlevania?
You just like
already
replace
there.
the names of the characters with
The music.
like the official names.
You get the music.
Right. Like it's already pretty much Castlevania. But the Contra stuff's fun because like you like it's got like the little, I don't know, blimps or whatever that are like come through, and you like can smash those and get the different weapons out and the bombs and everything. And it's got all the Contra enemies like running around, and you unlock I don't know, Billy. Is Billy one of the Contra guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
unlocked
Billy and Jimmy, I think. No?
Okay.
No.
No, wait, no, that's Double Dragon.
Right.
Yeah.
Contra's who?
Probably
don't know what
Billy
the-
still. I'm pretty sure his name was Billy.
Contra guys' names.
I think it's Blue and Red, I believe are their names.
I unlocked one of them. And so
Bill.
now,
Yeah. Bill.
Yeah.
Bill Reiser.
Yeah, Bill Reiser is who I unlocked.
Or
so
Rizzer.
far.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. And there's Lance Bean.
Okay, I haven't
I think
unlocked
that's
Lance
yeah.
Beam yet.
That's the other guy, I think.
Gotcha.
Lance and Bill.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that sounds familiar. Like I always called those guys by name, I'm sure.
Rajago in the chat points out that there's also going to be a Castlevania DLC for Dead by Daylight.
So as little as Konami is doing with their franchises, they're finally figuring out how to make money off of their IPs.
Right. They're
But
focused
that's
on the
really
gyms.
that's the key, isn't it?
I mean, I'm fine with this. Like, it all makes all the sense in the world. Like Vampire Survivors, yes, I'll give you like $2 or whatever it was to get the DLC to play Contra stuff in there. It's fun. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, Operation Guns. Now we have gun weapons in here, and you're, yeah, I don't know.
Sounds cool.
It's
How much
cool.
they get for that?
$2.
It's like $2.
Oh,
Like $2.50. I don't remember. It's like
it's like putting
that whole
quarters in the
Vampire
arcade
Survivors
machine.
thing is crazy because it's like that's a $5 game.
Right.
They've put out free DLC. There's like been a couple paid DLCs that have been like $2 each or whatever, and it's like
Smart.
Yeah.
Great. I'm sure it's a great business.